But when we talk about images and everything and how things are painted, we get this perception of what, I guess, what you would consider an African American is supposed to be. I know we had talked about it, like how foreigners have a picture of us and what they think, not even just how foreigners think of us. Because I know we had spoke on how, I told you a friend of mine had told me how he met a person who was from Japan, and he thought that all the black people over here are rich just because of the rappers that they see in the video. But it's not just with that. I mean, even with the media. And I think it plays out into people's minds and thoughts. I mean, man, I go on Facebook or any other social media platform, and I be seeing people when they say, well, the things that they say, like the way that they would write off the way we would die, in the streets. And they'll start talking about a rap sheet. And I'm sitting up there thinking to myself, like, if we was I know you had said something about it too, about we were starting to match rap sheets against a rap sheet. I mean, you would still be more likely to be seen as a suspect. So it's kind of crazy, and it's funny because when you bring up that to certain people, you start talking about how the Indians were screwed over, they'll get real defensive and they'll be like, well, I don't want to be judged based on, what my ancestors did, and I shouldn't be judged on what other racist people do even now, what Trump says or anything, but you'll want to judge this guy over a rap sheet. I mean, we don't know where he was at in life, and even with that.
And not even just that. They want to judge it based on his skin alone. Because literally what you hear is, well, and they wonder why their people are treated this way because of what they saw one person do. But
right.
Wait a minute. Didn't you just say we shouldn't be judging everyone based on what someone else in their same race or their ancestors did? What?
Well, again, no. I mean, like I said, with the image, and I keep seeing this, and if anybody's listening to this, and I've said this in the previous show, there is no such thing as black-on-black crime. I repeat that again. If you're black, quit accepting it in your comments. Quit accepting it in your posts, in your IGs or whatever. Just understand there's no such thing. If people are not going to say white-on-white crime, yellow-on-yellow crime, or whatever that may be, brown-on-brown crime, and these crimes happen all the time. I mean, look at all the crimes that's happened with these mass shootings. What would that be considered? That should be considered white-on-white crime or white-on-society crime, but you don't see any color to that. So if we're not going to throw a color tag on that, we're not going to continue to keep using those terms. We're perpetuating the argument that we're violent. And we got to stop doing that. We help that image. And I know we spoke on that earlier, and I was kind of passionate about how I was talking about hip-hop, and it was like, how it been polluted. These producers, they encourage a certain type of hip-hop rather than, and discourage another type. It's sad. And I wish that we wouldn't let ourselves, as a black community, we shouldn't let ourselves be used, because this is what they use as a discussion. I mean, I've been seeing posts from YouTube and everywhere about how they want to use, should they use lyrics in a courtroom. That should be saying something to us. That should be signaling something to us. This is where they're getting their logic from. We have to change the vibration of what we're putting out there to these people, because it gives them the impression that we really don't care. And I'm not giving them an excuse. Please don't take that as they have an excuse, because they know better. I'm just going to put it out there. Okay. And if you are white and you're listening, you know better. Let's get that out the way, because you met some black people, you got some black friends or co-workers or whatever, and if all of us was wilding like that, you'd been seeing it. You know better. But, again, we can't keep allowing to let them run away with that narrative, creating that narrative for them, just for a paycheck.